Can we talk? I want you to take a moment and just notice what you've been holding on to lately. The quiet disappointment that's been settling in your chest, almost like a small stone you've been carrying without realizing it. It's that feeling that things didn't turn out the way you wanted, the plans that didn't work, the people who let you down, or maybe even yourself. And maybe you've tucked it away because it feels too heavy to share or too delicate to name, like if you speak it aloud, it might take over. I want you to know something. It's okay that it's there. That weight doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Sometimes disappointment whispers that you're not enough, or that life is unfair, or that hope is too far away. And I know that whisper feels loud, even if no one else can hear it. But here's the thing, acknowledging it doesn't mean giving up. Feeling it doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're alive and that you care and that you notice the gaps between what you hoped for and what actually happened. And noticing that gap is where understanding begins, slowly and quietly. I want you to imagine holding that stone differently, not as something that drags you down, but as something you can examine. Feel its edges, understand why it's there, and then, without forcing it away, let it rest somewhere inside you where it doesn't control your every step. Let it be a reminder, not a chain. Sometimes just giving that space changes everything. You start to notice the little moments that still bring a quiet light, the brief smile from a friend, the sunrise that sneaks through the blinds, the sound of your own breath. They don't erase the disappointment, but they remind you there's still room for softness, for curiosity, for a tiny sense of wonder that you thought was lost. And maybe, in carrying this quietly, you've been protecting yourself, trying to make sense of what you can't. But you can let yourself lean into life gently, even with that stone in your hand. You can step forward slowly, noticing that each movement doesn't have to be perfect. Each breath doesn't have to solve anything. Sometimes just showing up for yourself, softly, quietly, is enough.
So tonight, let yourself feel it without judgment. Let yourself name it, acknowledge it, and then, when you're ready, let it share space with something else. Maybe hope, maybe softness, maybe just the understanding that life isn't done with you yet, and neither is your heart. You're allowed to carry disappointment and still move forward. You're allowed to feel it and still reach for something brighter. And you're allowed to do it in your own time, without pressure, without hurry, without anyone watching. Because even in the quiet, even in the heaviness, there's still a way forward, a way to notice, to breathe, to soften, and to slowly, gently remind yourself that you are not defined by what didn't go right. You are defined by your presence, your care, and your willingness to keep moving, even when it's quiet, even when it hurts, even when it feels invisible.